Hello and welcome to my analysis on Storm on the Island. So just like my other videos, I'm going to go through each element of the Arts War strategy so to make sure we've got something about each poetic choice that Seamus Heaney has made about Storm on the Island. I'm going to be offering a little bit of detail on each one rather than a whole variety of different ideas skin deep. So Storm on the Island. Seamus Heaney here is exploring the troubles in Northern Ireland, which is a civil conflict that's been going on for generations. We know this straight away because the title is Storm on the Island, which is a reference to the name of the Northern Irish Parliament, Stormont. Now throughout this he is using an extended metaphor of a house being beaten by a storm to show what it's like to be part of the troubles. He's demonstrating the futility of the conflict, for there is nothing there that anyone can be gained from this conflict. But he also shows how civilians have become so used to pain and betrayal, they've become almost immune to suffering, yet the fear of it remains. This is a particularly good poem if you get any questions in your exam to do with the power of nature, the power of fear, or the power of hate, or if it wants to ask you, to talk about the conflict of nature and humanity, or the conflict between an enemy and a friend. This poem explores quite nicely how those two things come very close together. So Heaney's key messages are that the things you know, or the things that you think you know and you think you can trust, are the power to turn against you, that the fear of conflict is as powerful as conflict itself, and that there will always be conflict, no matter the lack of sense or need. The power of hate trumps the power of reason. So this is a really rich poem, there's lots of really nice techniques in here, but I've picked up on a couple. First of all, we've got this extended metaphor of the conflict to describe the storm. Now Heaney has used a storm to portray the troubles in Northern Ireland because the troubles are just like this weather that is all around them and is continuous, there is no relenting to it. He also uses words like exploding, salvo and bombarded because these are the sights and sounds of growing up in Ireland at the time. Their life is like a conflict during the troubles. He also used this nice simile here, spits like a tame cat. Now this reflects the portrayal of the Irish people because a tame cat should be protective, it should be a loving, gentle pet, but now it's turning to hurt and to disrespect them. Now we don't know who Heaney is trying to criticise here. He could be talking about the portrayal of the Irish from the British who should be supporting them. Are the British the tame cat that should be helping them out? Or are they talking about the betrayal from the fellow Irish, that actually they are all Irish people together, they should all be protective and loving together like these cats, but actually now they are disrespecting and being unpleasant to each other. Either way, he is demonstrating the blurred line between friend and foe. We don't truly know the bit of people and they are unpredictable. These cats that we thought were being nice to us are now aggressive and violent. Now in terms of structure, this is a single body of text in this poem. There is no stanza breaks, there is no pauses. So this reflects how this is one continuous conflict without any breaks. This is quite key because the troubles were a series of smaller conflicts that's been going on for generations, which kind of spikes and then goes quiet again and then spikes again. But Heaney here is demonstrating that the fear and the hate is continuous regardless. This poem is also all in the present tense, therefore suggesting that this hate and this pain and this fear is still happening. Now some words, I've got a few words I'd like to pick up for you. First of all, we've got these two that go together, tragic chorus. The fact it's tragic suggests that Heaney is expressing a devastation and mourning of what is happening in Ireland. He's devastated that his country has come to this. But the fact he's also used leaves and branches being tragic shows that he is personifying the land in a way. Therefore, if the land is the one that is having something tragic done to it, it suggests that all of Ireland, its people and its country is suffering as a result of what they're doing, not just the north or the south. Then we've also got a chorus. A couple of things about chorus. Choruses happen again and again in the song, just like how this violence keeps reoccurring. But choruses are also done together. There's normally a big group of people singing a chorus together, reflecting how everyone is united in their suffering. Everyone is feeling pain at the same time during this conflict. Then we've also got the really key last lines, and people have got many different ideas about what he means by this line. For me, when he says there's a huge nothing that we fear, he's telling the reader that the weather or the enemy can't do anything anymore. There's nothing they can do because the Irish become immune to heartbreak and loss because it's been happening for so many generations. However, people are still afraid of what could happen, still afraid of where it could go. Therefore, the fear of conflict is greater than the reality. Now in alliteration, we've got this one down the end, strafes invisibly, space is a salvo. So we've got a sibilant of S sounds. The long unpleasant sounds reflects how long the troubles have been going on for, but also how unpleasant this continuous experience of war is. Keyword choice of a salvo. A salvo in an army is a simultaneous attack. So Heaney feels that the Irish are being attacked from all angles, possibly internally from the fellow Irish, but also externally in terms of the British. And as it's from all directions, there is no escape from it. Finally, in terms of rhythm and rhyme, there's a consistent 10 beats per line throughout this poem. So this consistent 10 beats reflects the inevitability of the continuation of the conflict. We know each line is going to be 10 beats per line, therefore suggesting that the conflict we know is inevitable, the conflict is going to keep going. There is no imminent end to it. This poem is also in blank verse. There's no real rhyme or reason to the rhythm. There's a random selection of caesuras, a random selection on jambement. There is no clear rhyme pattern. Therefore, it sounds quite conversational. It sounds like someone's speaking it, someone's telling it to us. And that's particularly backed up when it starts saying lines like, so as you see. It sounds quite colloquial, quite conversational. Therefore, the tales of this conflict and the strong feelings that drive it have been passed on through the generations through stories. So Heaney suggesting this drive of this conflict is ingrained resentment, hate that's been passed down from generation and not an actual need for resources or items.